The Lord be with you. Our reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus took Peter, James, and his brother John, and led them up a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, conversing with him. Then Peter said to Jesus in reply, "Lord, it is good that we are here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud cast a shadow over them. Then from the cloud came a voice that said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." When the disciples heard this, they fell prostrate and were very much afraid. But Jesus came and touched them, and saying, "Rise, and do not be afraid." And when the disciples raised their eyes, they saw no one else but Jesus alone. As they were coming down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, "Do not tell the vision to anyone until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead." The Gospel of the Lord. We hear something interesting in the Gospel today, in this great moment of glory. Jesus does not invite all 12 disciples with him. He invites instead Peter, James, and John, these three who either longed for a place of honor or received it, as Peter did. These three were invited up the mountain to see Jesus manifested in his glory. But Jesus somehow recognized that they were the ones who would carry out his mission of proclaiming his glory as the Son of God. And so they go up and they see his glory, and they are struck dumb. They are struck with more than they can understand, more than they can put into words, and they fall with their faces to the ground. And this is, I think, often the way that the Lord works. He manifests his glory to a particular chosen few. We and you who are rising at 7:30 to come to a televised Mass are probably people who have been convicted of the truth of the gospel, of the truth of who Jesus Christ says he is. You likely have faith. And so you come to a YouTube channel and you see his glory manifested before you. You are the chosen few. Even though in this strange era, Jesus manifests himself to everyone, that this is now available to everyone in the world, right? The mystery of his becoming incarnate in the flesh and taking on the appearance of bread and wine in the most holy Eucharist. This is now revealed to all. But more typically, Jesus chooses to reveal himself to a select and chosen few. And I think this makes a great deal of sense to us as those of us who are teachers and also probably parents and others, that we do not give the whole truth of what we're trying to convey to someone who's not ready for it. That we recognize that a freshman is in a very particular place. And therefore, we're going to teach our lesson in such a way that a freshman can receive good things and grow and be challenged. That Jesus reveals the fullness of who he is to a select few who are able to receive it. And I think it's good for us to aim high when we're teaching, to aim high when we're teaching a lesson or teaching a moral or sharing a story with our students or our sons. But nonetheless, there are times when this message can be heard and understood and received, and there are times when it might not be. And Jesus recognizes this when he says, "Do not tell anyone else. Do not share the glory that I've shown you until others are able to receive it after the resurrection." And in this moment, when they are struck dumb, the disciples fall on their faces. And what allows them to raise their eyes again is something that is equally as mysterious as the glory of a voice coming from the sky, as mysterious as Elijah and Moses appearing with Jesus in his glory. Something that is even maybe more spellbinding than this is the fact that after all of this, Jesus comes down, and when his disciples have their faces planted in the ground, he touches them. That the mystery of Jesus is that he is fully divine and fully glorious, and this glory is overwhelming for us. It's more than we can handle. But it's also profoundly and deeply human. That Jesus comes and touches them. And today, in his glory in the Eucharist, Jesus offers himself to us in a very tangible way under the appearance of bread and wine, that we can receive him, that he can touch us, that he can be one with us in this present circumstance where we find ourselves, perhaps with our faces in the ground, overwhelmed with anxiety about what the future holds or uncertainty about how it will be to begin this school year. Jesus comes and touches us. He comes very close to us. And this is, in fact, even more glorious than speaking in the clouds and appearing in the sky. Let's give thanks that our God invites us to this banquet, to this great feast, that we can see him, that we can know him, that we can receive him, that he can be in our midst, and offer us encouragement that he knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows what we can hear. He knows what we can receive today. And he comes to us in precisely that way so that we can proclaim his glory, his resurrection to everyone that we meet.